In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all peace and prayer be upon our Prophet Muhammad, peace and upon him. This is a new English lesson coming to you from Al Iman School by Mr. Ibrahim Mahmoud, and now let's start. Our lesson today will be about verbs, nouns, and past time words, and we will do some activities in the workbook. We have the bright stars of yesterday: Yasin Abdul Rahman al-Dusari, Naif Hashim, Abdul Aziz Hassan Nasir, and Ali Faisal. The bright stars of activities: Azzam, Yusuf Saif Hilal, Ibrahim Abdul Muhsin, and Salih al-Qattan. Azzam Faiz, Yusuf Saif Hilal, Ibrahim Abdul Muhsin, Salih al-Qattan. And also Muhammad Usama Musa and Hassan Wael Hassan. These are excellent students who sent me videos and writing about Bahraini weddings. So thank you, and I put their names as a kind of honor to them. Thank you very much. Now, let's start. Here we have a question about yesterday's lesson. Is it a noun or a verb? The show was exciting. Is it a noun or a verb? It's a noun, yes, because the show was exciting. Okay, but when I say to someone, show me your book, here it's a verb. So we must know the difference between a noun and a verb. A noun is like a name. The show was exciting. But when I ask you to do something like show me your book, it's a verb. And we also took the time words of the past. When we have time words of the past, like yesterday or last night, we usually, or we must use the verb in the past. Like he wrote a letter yesterday. He wrote a letter yesterday. They play or played games last night. They played games last night. The objectives: number one, form sentences using past verbs. Recycle verbs and nouns. We will know, or we have activities about verbs and nouns. Maybe if the time is not enough, we will not do that objective today. So let's learn. We have a new word today, which is a dialogue. What's the dialogue? What is a dialogue? A dialogue, as we see in the image, it means two people are talking to each other. So this is the meaning of a dialogue. So sometimes he gives you words and he asks you to complete the dialogue or fill in the dialogue. So we have a dialogue. A dialogue means two people are talking to each other. And we will also have to make sentences about pictures, like the festival, amazing. This is not complete sentence. If I want to make it a sentence, I say the festival was amazing. And of course here I am talking about a festival that started and finished in the past. So I say the festival was amazing. Now let's learn and apply what we have learned. So let's go now to the workbook. The workbook, page 7. The workbook, page 7. Here we have the sentences unscrambled and scrambled, and we need to unscramble the sentences to make, or the words to make sentences. Here we have A and B. It means two people are talking to each other. Two people are talking to each other. And I'll display the answers so that if you haven't completed your writing in the workbook, you can complete it from the video. So for example, we have race in number one. We have race was the exciting. So this is a question. Was the race exciting? B will reply, very was no boring it. You start with no, you say no, it was very boring. It means he didn't like it. Another question, interested dances the in folk you were. He asks, were you interested in the folk dances? And when you answer, you say, yes, I was amazed to see them. Number 5, we start with the capital letter the. So the word that starts with the capital letter the dancers were amazing. The dancers were amazing. And the last sentence, we start with the word that has a capital letter and they weren't tired. So this is a dialogue. This is a dialogue. Was the race exciting? No, it was very boring. Were you interested in the folk dances? Yes, I was amazed to see them. The dancers were amazing and they weren't tired. Of course, I asked some of my students to act out the dialogue, and they were actually excellent and brilliant. Thank you. Thanks for all of them. Now, sorry, if we speak about the second part of the lesson, now we are going to look at the images or the pictures and make sentences. So here he says, she tired. She tired. These are words, but not a sentence. If I want to make it a sentence, I need a verb in the past. So here I say, she was tired. So we use was with adjectives to speak about how people feel or how people felt in the past. How people felt in the past. So she was tired. Number two, the festival amazing. The festival amazing. These are words. If I want to make a sentence, I say the festival was amazing. Number three, he excited. These are two words. If I want to make a sentence, I say he was excited. He was excited. Number four, the folk dance interesting. I say the folk dance was interesting. The folk dance was interesting. The folk dance was interesting. So we have four images now, and under each one we used was to make a sentence. Number one, she was tired. Two, the festival was amazing. Three, he was excited. And four, the folk dance was interesting. The last part of the lesson, write sentences about you. Use adjectives with ing and ed. So here he gives us an example of how to use adjectives ending in ing or ed. The festival was amazing. I was amazed. So if you write about yourself, what will you say? For example, the game. You speak about the computer game you like. You say the game was exciting, because here I use ing to speak about a thing. I was excited. It means I was very happy. When I speak about myself, I say I was excited, because the ed adjectives describe people, and and the ing adjectives describe things. So this was for today's lesson. I'll show it again to you. We did three activities on page 7, and I made this video to help my students who did not write in the workbook to write them and to explain the main skills of our lesson today. I hope that this video, inshallah, will be useful to you. Until I meet you again in another video, goodbye and goodbye.